Hire a virtual assistant now and chill.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Hire a Millennial Virtual Assistant Season 2. I'm your host, John, and joining me today is, of course, my co-host, Bree Fangonil. Good morning, Bree. How are you?
Good morning, John. I'm doing great. A little bit cold since it's the rainy season. How about you? How are you?
Yeah, I'm a little bit cold too, so feeling is mutual. And but not only that, everybody, we have another guest today, and this person have been guesting before, especially on our first season of HMVA. Everybody, our operations manager, Ryan. Welcome to the show, Ryan.
Hi guys, thanks for having me again. This is my second episode, so I'm really excited.
All right. Thank you for accepting our invite, Ryan. So, understanding the secret to effective remote teamwork and communication is, I think, very important and timely, because remote work has become increasingly common, especially nowadays after the pandemic. And, because being able to know how to collaborate and communicate effectively in a remote setting can like guarantee that teams can stay connected and achieve goals, the same goals. It like minimizes misunderstandings, builds trust and collaboration, of course, for overall performance. So even when working from different locations, a team can work effectively. But let's start off with our first question. Ryan, for today, what are the main and common challenges that teams face, when working remotely, and how can they overcome them?
Well, for me, lack of communication since all of us are working remotely, not face to face. It is way different than working in an office wherein you can always tap your employee or team member for any information or help needed. So, well, basically, teams are a collection of differing thoughts, opinions, and experiences, and that all can help you overcome obstacles in many creative ways. But it just won't happen if your team isn't communicating. So, or maybe they are communicating, but their viewpoints are so different that may create miscommunication, or the others may be misinformed. So, this can be solved by some, well, tips, I can say. So, first off, use consistent communication channels. So, for example, with us in VAFLIX, we're using email and Slack. Well, all of our communications are in there, and well, I can say that we are effectively communicating with each other, or all of our goals are set, and all deadlines are being met because we are constantly communicating on that particular platform. So there you go. Another thing, be open for feedback. So, due to lack of communication, there are really times that some of our coworkers or managers are uh, not providing proper feedback or timely feedback to our team members. So, here we should be more consistent in providing feedback to erase or to eradicate this some of the issues that can cause some delays in our tasks, or the total algorithm of our process or our work. And also temp checking with our employees. So constant coaching sessions, touch base, or just a simple chit chat will do the thing. So just make sure that you're asking them how's their day, how's the progress of their tasks, and all. So lastly, hold regular meetings. Since we're working remotely, our platform that we are using is Zoom or Google Meet. So there we can set some updates, provide feedback to all of our members. What's the status of the company? What's the status of the campaign, and all. So there we can just hold like a weekly meetings, just so we know that everything or everyone is in sync, or for us to have like a well, collaboration of ideas, brainstorming, and all. So yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, I totally agree with Ryan there. Since we're working remotely, communication is really the key, to get the flow going. And of course, Zoom meetings and Google Meets are really effective, especially in keeping us awake sometimes. We're working like what time here in the Philippines? 12 a.m. up
Yeah.
until the morning. So US time zone. So I think it's really effective on getting feedbacks, as Ryan says, in real time. So yeah. So my question is, how does team effectively communicate and collaborate on projects to ensure everyone stays on the same page? And what are the best practices when it comes to communication?
Hmm. Well, it's kind of related to my previous answer, like constant communication or holding regular touch base or uh, consistent communication with certain channels. So first is pick the right channel or platform. One of the most important things that managers can do to improve communication with remote teams is to pick the right medium. For example, email is often seen as a formal way of communicating, which can help to build trust and ensure that deadlines are met on time. However, video chat or Slack can also effectively convey messages more informally. So they also helps create alternative to face-to-face meetings and minimize the isolation of one person that might feel that while talking to a screen the whole day. So instead of them focusing on their monitors or screens, well, they have someone to talk to during working hours to erase their boredom and to for them to stay awake up all night since our working hours is midnight up until morning. And second, well, showing empathy and support to our team members. This can be in the form of understanding when something goes wrong, being there to give feedback, even if it's difficult to hear, of course, or simply just listening attentively without interrupting. Well, showing respect to our team members or coworkers. So by providing these gestures, employees will feel more connected to their manager, and team members ultimately they will work harder as they know that someone out there cares about them and wants them to succeed. So also managers can improve communication with the remote teams by being proactive in their approach. For example, they can check in with the team members to see how they're doing, challenges that they're facing. They can also keep the team up to date on changes or developments within the day or what's happening within the company, especially if it affects their tasks or their work. So by being proactive in communication, we are more likely to build trust and effective working relationships with our remote team members. So showing that the managers and leaders care about the employees effectively ensures that the team members are open with them. So here are some maybe tips. Build a relationship with a team. Just constant communication. Create structure and guidelines, like know your goals, where you stand, where you're at, or the status of the company, and also conduct one-on-one meetings or touch base with each core members to know where they at or how are they doing, what's the progress of their tasks, or any learning curve that needs to be addressed.
Right. So, just time checking, right? And also when you said building relationships, you mentioned that um part of it is feedback, right? And feedback goes both ways. It can come from the employees or from the managers, right? But
Yes.
I just have a follow-up question on that. How do you encourage employees to, you know, give you feedback? Because as we all know, some employees might be
Mhm.
intimidated or they may feel like they're out of place, especially if their position is not the same with your level.
Well, for me, it'll start with them, or for example, to me, it'll start with me. Like, I'll be proactive, guys. For example, I'll ask, "Hey, guys, do you have any questions or feedback about my decision, or or my uh, job description. How am I doing with my job? So I'll be proactive asking them so that they'll have an idea that, oh, okay, this manager is asking for feedback. So I think he's open with it. So why not give him one or two? Or if there's none, then well, I'm doing a good job on my role.
Right.
So I think it'll start with the manager and ask if they're open for or if they have like any questions or feedback about
Right.
how
And
is he
then
doing.
and that can be done during the one-on-one
Yeah.
meetings or coachings, right?
Or
So
not particularly during the meetings. For example, you can just send me a private message. Hey,
mhm,
manager, I would like to discuss something. Are you open or are you free this
right.
time? And so yeah, we can do like on the spot meeting or a coaching session to tackle or to discuss the things that they wanted uh, to fill in.
Right. All right. Thank you for answering. Let's move on to our third question for this session. What are some of your best practices for setting clear expectations and goals for remote team members, right?
Yeah, of course, the goal should be clear. So all organizations have like separate or different goals, but of course, in our company, we also have like certain goals. It is really essential to set standards or a goal for each member, so they will know where they stand or where they are currently, and what are the results we are expecting that they need to produce in a certain given time, like setting timelines and creating targets. And of course, it should
Mhm.
be realistic. And second, consistent touch base with the team. How are they doing? Asking for any help needed. How's their task and the production itself? Sharing some updates within the company or within that certain department. And lastly, who is or who are the point of contact for any type of emergencies? For example, if the person is will be coming in late or will be absent, so they should know which or who will be the person to contact to.
So yeah, I think setting the standards or a goal for each team member is really important as well, especially as I'm managing the podcast department as well. I totally can relate on this since we have a timeline that needs to be followed. So you have to delegate as well. In addition, delegate task effectively to our team members or the core team, as we call it here in VAFLIX, and to meet the standards or the timeline of our clients. So communication is important again here, so that we have a clear understandings on what are the instructions or what needs to be done on that particular day. So I have another question, Ryan. What role does leadership play in keeping effective remote teamwork and communication?
Hmm. Yeah, I think I've been overusing this word already on this episode. So, first off, of course, effective communication. So, it should be clear and concise, making sure that everyone understands their role and goals. And of course, setting proper timelines for each deadlines for them to finish all of their tasks. And of course, building trust is important too. I think this should be number one. But yeah, anyways, this is a never ending process. So showing people that you care not just about the company but also to your people, giving them the for example, giving them the flexibility to work in a way that best suits them to showcase their skills and talent. And this can build trust and ownership among team members. But of course, you will be on the back end, like supervising or monitoring how they are doing on their tasks, so that if ever you can provide certain feedback or some suggestions maybe to make it better. So yeah.
Right. I think communicating with your employees or people is just very good, right? But I also think that it shouldn't stop there, you know. But, the state of being engaged, satisfied, and inspired are, not interchangeable in any ways. It's completely different. And when you're communicating with the people on your team, you engage with them, right? But, just a follow-up question to that, Ryan, again. How do you keep them inspired?
How do you keep them inspired? Well, celebrating small wins and appreciating all of their achievements. How big or small it is, all of them did their best to finish those tasks or workloads. So simply appreciating how good they were. The task will definitely give them inspiration, and of course will motivate them to do even better.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's the best answer that I can provide.
Yeah, and I think that's related to my next question, which is how can teams that do not work together in person, like our setup right now, keep a sense of camaraderie and teamwork?
Hmm. Yeah, good question. Um, well, I think it'll start in our hiring process, I believe. So first of all, we need to know the person that we will hire. So we need to hire wisely, definitely. Yes, you want to know the potential employee can do the job, will excel on this one, on this certain task, or they have the skills. But you need to know if they will vibe well with our core members or the existing team that we have right now, and also creating an onboarding session, like setting proper expectations. A good onboarding process will allow new members of our staff to meet and get to know each department, as well as clearly outlining what is expected of them in their new role. And lastly, clarifying roles in hierarchy. Knowing exactly where in the personal hierarchy everyone stands is helpful to people at all levels of our business or our organization. It's really useful to know when you can push back on decisions and who the ultimate decision maker is on that particular thing. And of course, it's greater to foster an inclusive environment where all team members' opinions are heard, but knowing who has the final say to prevent staff from feeling overruled or, well, being bypassed.
Yeah. So, I just have a question. When you say the clarifying roles in hierarchy, so I don't know if you can relate or um John can relate, but do you think is it's a problem, or is there a, I don't want to say problem, but
Challenge.
um challenge, yeah, challenge, thanks John. Challenge on, for example, like John said a while ago, that there might be some core members or team members that is older than you, let's say, and you are their manager. Do you find it challenging to, give tasks or delegate tasks to them, or conduct coaching for them, knowing that, they are older than you?
Good question. Yeah, for me, it doesn't affect my role if the person below me or under me is older than me. Since we're talking about work or business, for me, there will be no issues since my perspective or point of view is on the business or professional side. So I'm really setting aside the age gap or issue when it comes to work. So I'm focusing more on our roles or position. But of course, I'm still considering their age. So there should still be respect when talking or dealing with them. A good example is our setup right now in our company, where we have an employee which is older than me, but so far I don't have like any issues or I haven't heard any problem or feedback from them that they are feeling disrespected when I am delegating or asking some tasks from them. So yeah, I think but we can definitely always ask them to and be proactive how we can approach them or how to deal with them. But well, for me, I haven't asked one yet, but so far, I think I'm doing good on handling both of them. So, well, let's see. Let's ask for their feedback, maybe. And of course, I'm open and let's hear it.
Yeah, and I think this also applies on people who are, but working in the company before you, right? But you are their manager. So I think that also applies in that setup. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, last question before we end this podcast. What is the secret to having effective remote teamwork and again communication?
Hmm. All right, so let's drop the big secret here. So I'm gonna reveal the secret for having like an effective remote teamwork and communication. Well, don't be shocked because let's just be human and that's it. Show empathy and just remember we are all human beings who has lapses, issues, problems, and different types of learning curves. So let's just assure them that you are available to help during the transition or any issues that they're currently experiencing, and you're able to voice out questions and concerns. Show empathy and just remember we are all human beings who has lapses, issues, problems in life, and different types of learning curves. So assure them that you're available to help during the transition and any issues that they are currently having, and they're able to voice out questions and concerns to you. This is a stressful time as it is, as you all know. And creating an open communication channel with everyone with a little compassion will go along the way. So just give your team a venue to talk about non-work related things, just like what we're doing right now, like right? That we have like a certain channel where we can do some icebreakers, joking around,
Yeah.
sending the memes, and well, remember that we're all humans, we're not robots. So let's just do what we can do. And but of course, let's not set aside being professional. We still need or finish the tasks that are delegated to us. So, but of course, let's not forget the fun because of course, it's not really fun working with just pure work. So let's enjoy each other's companies and just enjoy our lives, do our jobs, and that's it for me. Then you will build trust along the way, and teamwork will also go with it. Once you've known each other and joking around, the friendship starts there for me. So there you go. I think that's the best
All
answer I can
right.
provide or I can tell.
Yeah, and I think friendship is also a good, a good ground for a better working relationship. But yeah,
Exactly.
thank you so much, Ryan. So there you have it, everybody. The secret to having effective remote teamwork and communication is being humans, like making others feel human too, right? And also, I think so just like re-echoing what you said, being human is same as not making your employees feel like they are robots, right? Or they are
Exactly.
like machines. So yeah, thank you so much everybody for listening to our episode, our fourth episode of HMVA or Hire a Millennial Virtual Assistant Season 2. Bree, thank you so much. Do you have anything else before we end the episode?
None for me, John. Thank you so much, Ryan, in joining us. And we'll see you guys again our next episode. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
In the world of modern, electronic, fast-paced society, where everything needs to get done yesterday, business owners always find themselves lost or buried under piles of daily crucial routine tasks that soaks up the last drop of energy a business owner has. Hiring assistants from VAFLIX can shave hours from your work week. They offer a great level of convenience and flexibility, which leads to a healthier work-life balance, freeing up time to focus on your business. You are guaranteed to work with an assistant who is well experienced, a great communicator, highly educated, and has a good heart. They treat their clients like family. Hire a virtual assistant now and chill.